Welcome to Four Real Sisters podcast, unscripted, unfiltered, unforgettable. Hello, I'm Samantha.
Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi, I'm Trudy.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
And welcome to Series 4, Episode 3. Today we're going to be discussing doing something alone. I think I'll start that off.
Good.
Because, because when I thought about this, doing something alone, I was like, what can I do different that I do alone? But because I've been on my own for such a long time, I've done a lot of things on my own. So I wrote a little list of that. Mm-hmm. So in 2005, I actually went on holiday all totally on my own to Turkey. And I remember booking it through teletext, and I did an allocation on arrival. Now, when I went that day, I was living in Preston. I took the wrong motorway to the airport, because I've always gone with people. I used to go to Tenerife 3 times a year. Someone else was driving to the airport. So then I remember thinking, God, I've gone up the wrong motorway. So then I had to get to Manchester Airport. And I think the biggest thing about it was sat in the airport on my own, not having my kids around me, not having you around me, Catherine, because you came on loads of holidays, and just literally being there on my own. And it's really weird. I felt everyone was looking at me and going, look at her, she's gone on holiday on her own.
And yet people
No. And you know what? I can honestly say I went for a whole week. And I was a bit shy, to be fair, because when we arrived in Turkey, obviously I got to this hotel. It was an amazing hotel, but everybody was in couples, and I think we must have landed in the night, and for some reason I got pushed right to the back of the queue to check in. And because of that happened, though, I ended up getting put in somebody who works there at the top around this hotel, and it was an absolutely gorgeous room, and I had the best holiday ever. I met loads of people, so that overcome my fear pretty quick, which meant I could travel anywhere, and I think that just set me up. So then I've gone for coffees on my own, I've gone for meals on my own, go to the gym on my own, I've been to the cinema on my own, go to exercise classes on my own, and I've actually gone out on my own, because years ago, a girl used to let me down all the time, yeah, and I got ready to go out this one Saturday night, and then last minute she said, I'm sorry, I'm not coming, I don't want to come, and I'm like, what? And I'm sat there thinking, what am I going to do now? I'm like at home on my own, kids were like teenagers, whatever, and I thought, you know what, I'm still going, and I went out, and I remember going into a Wetherspoons, buying a bottle of wine with 2 glasses, and I sat at a table with 2 glasses, and it was them times years ago when people...
I think that's worse, because people would have thought she's been stood up.
No, I mean, never. So what happened was, I'm sat by the bar, it was the Greyfriars, so it was when everybody used to meet in there, you know. I mean, you're talking like over 10 years ago now.
It's not the same now.
Probably 15 years ago you're talking. And I'm sat there, so people were friendly, and people did used to come and stand at the table because it was busy, and I'd get talking, I'd just say, my friend, she's not turned up, she's let me down, I'm meant to meet her here, and I ended up meeting this group of girls, and I ended up going around Preston with them, and again, I had the best night ever. So I think my confidence just grew and grew and grew, and I thought, you know what, you can do this on your own, and I go all around the country on trains on my own. So but I do feel people, they get scared when they think, I've got to go on my own, I need to go with somebody just for support. But you know what? If you do it and you break through that fear, you can basically do anything. Nothing's to hold you back.
I remember I literally did put my big girl's pants on, massively. Because when we were doing the podcasting one time, everybody else went to Lancaster. And I had to catch the train all on my own. I ran for the train.
I think it's just the difference in us, all 4 of us, because I had to go on the train on my own from Burnside to Bolton at 12 years old.
Yes.
Stay with an auntie that Mum would put me on at Burnside. She'd tell the conductor and say she's not going off to Bolton and someone's meeting her there. And he'd keep his eye on me, and I did that from 12 years old, all on my own on a train. Yeah. So I've never been phased of doing anything. I would have probably gone on holiday on my own. I don't know.
I think you'd be alright.
I go here, there and everywhere on my own. Travel on my own.
Once over, I wouldn't have gone anywhere and done anything on my own. But now I think I would go abroad on my own. I don't think it'd bother me.
No.
See,
I'm in a different phase, I think, in my life now.
I think as you get older.
I definitely recommend it, because honestly, that took... So I remember getting there, taking a book, because it was my kids were like 7 and 9. They were. Mum and Dad had taken them away on a camp, and they had that caravan. They took them away for a week, and I just thought, right, you know what, I'm going to go on holiday. I was 35. And the person I was with, he said he couldn't get time off work. So I just thought one night, I'd just moved into my house, actually. It was 2003 I went, not 2005. And I thought, do I stay off then at home for a week with no kids and decorate? And I did it in my head, I wanted to go away on holiday. Never done it in my whole life. So I thought, no, bollocks. So one night, I'd gone on teletext and I booked this holiday. It was £240 for, what's it called when you get the food but not the alcohol? Is that half board? Something like that. It was something like that. I don't know. 240 quid for a whole week. honestly. I flew to Dalaman, I think it was. And anyway, he soon changed his mind and said he wished he was coming because he'd come when I was packing the suitcase and waved me off. And off I went for this week. And then I remember taking a book, thinking I'll read a book by the pool. And it was waiter service around the pool. And you know what Turkish guys are like. And they were all swarming around me. No, they were just like, they were nice and friendly. Yeah. They were nice and friendly when you go on holiday, aren't they? They do, don't they? They flirt, don't they? So they were literally flirting. Yeah, so I'm laying there. I felt paranoid about that bit, to be fair. I'm laying in my bikini and they're hovering over me like, would you like a drink? Would you like? And I'm like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And that made me feel uncomfortable to start with. But then there was a manager guy who looked like Antonio Banderas, who was only 26, 27.
So you fancied him?
He took a shine to me and he told all the other ones to leave me alone. And basically I could have any drink I wanted. So I might as well have been full board, like all inclusive. And then that was it. And then I met a couple who had a 9-year-old. And it was their wedding anniversary, and I took her to tea one night so they could have a meal together. And then there was this old...
You went over babysat.
But it's weird, isn't it? So you go without your kids, don't you? And then there's all these kids playing, and I actually did miss them. But it was nice. It took me a while to think, right, no, this is my time. And then there was these 2 old ladies, and I remember one called Anne, and they used to shout me, Samantha, do you want to sit with us? And I'd say, no, it's okay. So I would literally just sit on my own and have my meals. No, and the waiters would say to me, oh, is your husband coming? And I'd be like, yeah, in a minute. Because I learnt quick to say yes so that they would leave me alone. Yeah. Because if you are on your own, and we go to anywhere, even in England, you're on your own, you do get sort of chatted up a bit. So you've got to overcome that bit as well and, know how to deal with that if that happens. But no, it was the best thing I've ever done. Yeah.
Well, me.
So, who's me?
I think Karen. So, I think probably the first and the scariest thing I've ever done on my own was when my daughter moved up to Arbroath, and it was the first time that I had to catch the train on my own. Because I'd always driven.
How old were you then?
40.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Well, I was 38.
Hold on a minute. Sorry, I've got to pause you there, Cameron, because Trudy's laughing and it's only a few months ago she went to Lancaster.
It is, I know.
That's what I mean.
So she was 53.
The difference between these two.
So I was
massively.
I was 40. I was about 41, 42. And,
yes.
41, 42. And, because you had to change at Edinburgh. So it was like the train to Edinburgh, then I had to change at Edinburgh to catch the train to Arbroath. But of course, Edinburgh is quite a big station. I'm thinking, oh my God, I need to find this bloody train. I did it. Then I did loads after that. Then I've been down to Exmouth, down in Devon, on my own train. I've been across from Birmingham's the worst one. When I went to Ethan's and I went to Birmingham, then across to Rugby, that's the worst one. Birmingham train.
Yeah. The big one, yeah.
You know what? You know the way to look at it if you're going even to an airport. Well, maybe not an airport because you can't really get lost on the wrong flight on an airport. But in a train, you just think to yourself, right, if I get on the wrong train, you just get off the next stop.
Yeah.
You speak to the conductor and say, oh my God, I've got on the wrong train. The amount of people who've said that when I've been on trains, going all over, and they've got on the wrong train. But it's like Dad panics even getting on a train going to Lancaster. Come on, you've got to get on. If he comes to Preston, come on, we've got to get on, and he's rushing on and everything. It's like, you don't need to rush. No. If you miss it, you catch the next one.
Exactly.
Well, also when you're rushing, you'll forget things or something will go wrong. Or I've always kind of...
And then my second one is 18 months ago when I have to live 3 days on my own. When I've been with my husband for nearly 40 years now.
I'd love that.
And... do you know what it is?
You know what? I think Karen might have said that. Karen might have said that before it happened.
Oh, the thing is, and it's not. And even still now, 18 months later, when he goes back to our house, and I've got that first night on my own, and I'm checking the door 3 times, and I'm making sure that everything's turned off, and it is a bit, and I can't sleep. First night I can never sleep.
No.
I've got a solution.
Go on.
A pillar. I put a pillar down the side of me, so I'm tucked in, so I've only got the little bit of room that I have in my own bed. So it feels like he's there. And I had the best night's sleep ever.
Well, I will back that up because when my husband changed jobs and he went on to shift work for 2 years, I never slept right ever on a night.
No.
And now I look back and I think, actually, probably one of the easiest things I could have done was to get a dog.
Yeah.
Because he would have always alerted me, but I was always, and then I would think...
So what were you more scared of somebody coming in the middle of the night?
I think it was more in my mind, and then I would lay there when I was going to bed. Well, I would watch TV till there, because I didn't ever want to go to bed. And then when I got to bed, I would then go through my head, deciding on how to decide which child to get first if someone breaks in. Honestly, I used to work myself up. And then I was so... it was the best thing ever when he told me he was going to stop going back to being a plasterer.
Oh, you see, this is really interesting you saying it, because literally for 19 years I've been on my own.
Well, and I knew it was going on, and I knew I was getting myself worked up, and I knew I was tired, and I didn't like it. I never said that to him, never put pressure on him, and it was only till he went back plastering, and I then actually realised and said, and I said to him, I was like, this is how bad it was. And I'd never said it, and I realised how bad it was. And I thought, think back now, I should have just, but we didn't want a dog then, I know it was another thing, but if we'd have got a dog, at least you would have that alert. Yeah. And that was my biggest thing, like a fire, and then somebody breaking in.
You know, so obviously I'm on my own. The only one thing sometimes I think about now, I probably have thought of them things years ago, but I'm just used to it now. But I think sometimes, because I put a chain across my door, Abigail doesn't have a key. And I just think if something happened to me in that house, nobody could get in.
Yes, we should have a spare key for your house.
We've got spare keys outside.
The cat lady's got one. I gave her one, so obviously
we've got spare keys.
It's like a key box outside.
Yeah, we've got a key box.
I love that
got
key box.
Keys outside.
Brilliant.
But the point is, though, I put the chain across the door.
Smash it in some.
But nothing's going to happen to me. But you know what, though, going back and going off on this, I actually sometimes think as well, like if I've got one of the grandkids sleeping and stuff and something happened, but that can happen to anybody. But I have always been on my own, and I'm probably going to be one of them people that somebody thinks, have you heard from Samantha? Have you heard from Samantha? And then nobody's heard from me. And about hours later, they'll come to my house and I'm there just dead in my bed.
Well, hopefully not.
No, hopefully not.
But it happens though. That's a downward spiral you can actually go into.
Yeah, but that could be anybody though. But
that's why I don't.
Could be a couple who's lost a partner. That could be anybody.
But that's what would go through my head as well.
I don't anymore.
It's not even the fact of, like, I'm not scared. I just would overthink things. Before I knew it, it'd be 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then before I knew it,
your mind just play tricks.
And I'd be like, I don't think I've even had that much sleep.
But this is why, when we were young, we used to sleep behind, we'd go to Auntie Gillian's.
Because she was scared.
Because she was scared.
Well, she didn't have telephones then either, though.
She didn't. You know, we stayed there for a week.
Yeah.
We used to take it in turns.
Every third week.
Yeah. Mum used to farm us off.
Whereas now you see,
you used to go straight to school from there.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I used to go home first.
Now you see, I get up. I'm at night time on my own, on my candles on, and I think, right, I'm going to go up to bed, and my house is just calm and peaceful. I just get into bed, I just roll over, and that's what I mean. I don't think I could even sleep with anyone again, because I'm sprawled, all 5'8" of me, on a double bed.
I would just be happy if it was just me and my husband at home, and not my children.
Not your lodgers you've got.
Lodgers, yeah.
Sorry,
lodgers.
I'm just going to interrupt there, because at the moment I'm in spare room. So I have 2 bedrooms, so I swap and change. So since before my holiday, which I went on the 19th of May, I've got clothes on there still, and I'm eventually putting them all away. And I've not been back into my own bed since I got back, and I'm in spare room. Sleeping in the front room. Hold on a bit. So then, after this weekend...
Why would you not just put the clothes on your spare bedroom?
No.
Bedroom bed.
Because sometimes that bed's more comfortable, I like it. And also, as well, it's my bed's... I've moved my bed around to the different angles, and I just like this. I think that room's got 2 windows in it, and mine's got a big, big window. And I just like...
Well, then stay in that room then. Don't have it as a spare, but just have it as your bedroom.
No, because I don't want to take my cream wardrobe in, because that's got grey.
You don't have to. Your clothes. It's your house.
So it doesn't matter though. What I have in my bedroom, normally, next to my bed, is now in this spare room next to my bed.
So it's not the only both your bedrooms.
Yes. The only different thing is, my Alexa's in my big bedroom, so I have to shout if I'm going to put an alarm on. But also, I don't let Maluka upstairs, and she's been waking me up at 3 o'clock. So now I've had to shut the door. I threw a slipper down the stairs. She didn't hit her, don't get me wrong, because there's a board there. But she went, so she stopped going meowing and scratching to come up. I can't have her sleeping with me because she taps my face and stuff. So I'm not having her upstairs. So now I have to shut this door just so that I can't, because she's been waking me up. But yeah, so at the moment, I mean, I think I sleep
in your second bedroom.
Yeah, I think I sleep in there. See, every time Marnie sleeps, she wants to sleep in that bed.
When you get somebody, eventually, when you meet somebody, you just have different rooms.
Yeah, they won't live with me.
Well, that's fine.
You'll
have different rooms.
Yeah, when they stay over,
you'll have a room
in your bed.
That's quite a being with them then, really.
I said they don't have to stay in your bed.
For company. Samantha.
So you have somebody, they don't have to...
You can shout at each other through us.
I don't want any shouting going on.
They can come to your bed and then they can go into the other room. End of.
Oh, Right,
Yeah,
so go on, Trudy, what's your thing of
I'm
doing
sorry,
anyone?
train.
Oh, that was your big girl.
That was my big girl's bottom pants.
And that
do you
was
know
only
what?
a couple of weeks
Do you know,
ago.
yeah, and do you know what? I absolutely loved it.
I was
Just
going to
sat
say,
there.
yeah,
I loved it.
no, how did you feel once you got off the train and you'd done it on your own?
I was brilliant. I got off train. I went, yes.
Yeah, inside, yeah. Because all that needs to do
Because my husband kept going, are you sure you're all right? I'm like, I'm bloody 53.
So this is what
I'm a big girl. I'm a bloody adult. God's sake.
this is what's happening with Mum and Dad. Mum wants to do loads of stuff and Dad pulls her back and says, "What do it?"
But the best laugh is, a few weeks after that, when we did the podcasting again, and they all went to Lancaster, he waited for me, right? And when we got to the train station, the freaking train didn't come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
because you
me.
came to pick me up,
I was
Catherine.
doing Mixie then, okay.
And he's going, I'm not going. And I was like, do you know what? If you don't want to come, you go into town. I am still getting on that train. If you like it or not, I'm going.
Good on you.
So we got to the train station. We had to wait 20 minutes for the train.
That's not.
So, honestly,
20 minutes. Is that
listen.
it?
Well, they've waited already about half an hour.
No,
That's still not a lot, is
no,
it?
but listen, he's walking up and down the Oxon Train station. There were some people there that I knew you, Catherine.
Yeah.
We're laughing because she's like, what's he doing? He's going out there. And I just said, look, don't speak to me.
Why did he not just go and get a can of lager from shop?
Because he wasn't going to pay $3.99 for one can of lager from that.
But don't ever let him go to anything like a Billy Ocean concert or something. It was £7 a can.
No, it's awful. So I just said, look, if you do not want to come, you can stay in the car with Catherine and she can take you into town.
So what did you do?
I am going on that train.
No, so I dropped him off at Kendal Station.
Yeah.
And then, what was I doing? I did something.
No, you went to pick your daughter up.
I picked Pharaoh.
Yeah, and you
then,
dropped Sam off.
Oh, yeah. And then by the time I'd done this, and this, she was ringing me again saying,
I said,
the train
wait,
hasn't come.
the train hasn't come.
Would you come and pick us up? And
But the
take us?
best laugh is, we got to Oxon, Catherine picked us up, got to Oxon train station, all them lot that were at this train station, one of the girls that Catherine knew, they were all coming up Oxon. The train had come after we'd gone.
Yeah,
What do you mean? I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Right. And it, not to Lancaster.
not to Lancaster, it's just gone, yeah.
Because there's something going on.
So yeah, so got on
So I
train.
must have been delayed that day.
He's saying to me, don't
Yes,
speak to me. Yeah, you were. Don't speak to me. And I was like, fine, that's fine. I said, but do you know what, Jonathan? We're not setting a routine. We are not. Things happen.
Of course they do.
I'm not bothered because
Absolutely.
he's one of these. He's literally and I'm not doing it.
So if you just let it go and go with
Yeah.
the flow, it doesn't stress you
Yeah,
out.
he doesn't know.
Can't do anything about it.
And then
Stressing
next-
on him makes it worse.
The next minute, got into where everybody was, and he's like, "Are we friends?"
Oh,
Whatever.
I think this is why I'm single.
I'm not bothered now, though.
I know, but I do think
It
this is
doesn't
why
bother
I'm
me
single.
anymore. Not bothered. You either come or you don't, and I don't care.
Yo, with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
In more ways than one. Remember, I'm going to cheek a little remarks with these podcasts. We're losing our place.
Hell.
Well, it's not about self-care. Exactly. Self-care includes that too.
No, I think
So, yeah,
that's...
so,
In fact, that should be high up on the list, actually. Self-care.
oh, I was actually reading something the other day.
About sexual energy.
I think you'd like the post. So it popped up on one of my socials, and it was 3 things you can do to have a good night's sleep. So one was no caffeine after 1 p.m.
I've seen it, but
I
Caroline-
was you
oh,
like
yeah, I've seen all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no caffeine after
I don't
1
think
p.m.
I think I've seen this actual post.
A walk after tea, which I love
Yeah.
a walk after tea.
Yeah.
So indigestion.
Massively.
Yeah.
Massively.
And
then,
sex.
And
Sex before
yeah,
bed.
but yeah, they did say that. But hang on, they
They said it in a nice way. I've seen that exact post.
I told Richard and we were laughing.
Intercourse.
No, it was like
No, it wasn't, no.
intimate before bed or something.
Intimate
like that.
relations or something,
Yeah,
or something
before
like that.
bed.
Basically,
Like,
sex.
Yeah.
to feel, yeah,
Calms you down.
yeah.
It's good.
Apparently it's good for you, relaxes you, and you do them 3 things, and you'll have a
So
great
how
night's
can you
sleep.
do it when you've got other kids in freaking house?
Well, how did you do it when they were little?
Yeah.
You've got doors. You shut doors.
Shut the door.
You can do it quiet. You don't have to be shouting out like, Sorry, listeners. But is that what you do? No, but obviously you do. If you say, how can you do it when you've got adult kids? Honestly, some common sense lacking here.
It's the same height as your kids.
I know, but it still doesn't feel right.
Oh, no,
Oh, you
sorry.
haven't. Don't be stupid.
No.
They're adults, so they'll be doing it.
So I don't even want to think about that. Thank you very much.
I know, but they will. It's
I need them.
I never knew you were a prude.
Oh, come on, yeah.
No, I need them to go.
I'm a bit prudish and I don't really talk about it and stuff, but...
Yeah, but I think that's where everybody's wrong. So I think it should be out in the open. And
You should
talk
talk about it.
No, I wouldn't talk about my relations, though, with my husband.
Oh,
I don't like to talk about that in detail.
no, oh, God, no.
Oh, yeah, I'm quite open to talk about. It's a natural part of life, isn't it? As I tell my youngest now who's doing sex education at school, I'm like, it's natural. And she asked me the other day about an egg. I have to admit, I did have to Google this.
About what? An egg?
So, we were Googling about if a chicken needed a cockerel. So your chicken needs a cockerel if you want an
fertilised egg.
With a chicken.
Did you not know that?
Well, I kind of probably did. But I needed to Google it to...
I forgot. I've probably known this years ago, but I'm interested in this.
So obviously my neighbour has got some chickens, and I was thinking...
To get some more chickens?
No. What happens is it's just normal eggs we eat, not chicken. Anyways, so you need a cockerel to make an egg with a chicken.
Yeah.
What chickens, as their natural thing, just produce eggs, which is one we eat.
Ah.
Yeah, so we'd Googled it. So Freddie was asking yesterday something about, is there a cockerel next door? And I said, no, you didn't even say cock-a-doodle-doo. And she went, what? And I said, you'd hear a cockerel. I said, no, we talked about saying cock-a-doodle-doo.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
I think cockerels do make that noise though.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
It's a bit more of a... No, I'm not
that's really nice.
I'm not doing
It's
it.
a noise. But I said, no. And I said, Freddie, we talked about this. Because she said, my neighbour nicely gave me some eggs. She was like, is there chicks in them? I said, no, Freya, there's no chicks in them because you need the sperm. She hates talking about it, so I just embarrass her. And she was like, Mum, no. And I was like, no, you need a sperm from a cockerel. So I explained it that way to her.
So basic, yes, really, because we ovulate, that's what your period is, every month. So the eggs that we ovulate, that disappear, is no different to the egg that actually comes out of the chicken.
So going back to this, Marnie last week asked Abigail, she had a baby, she was feeding her Rapunzel, and she said it had come out of her tummy. And Abigail must have asked her something, how it got out or something, and she said it crawled out. She went, how does your baby crawl out? No, did your baby crawl out? But then the other day she turned up with 3. She had 3 babies. And she said, they all crawled out. I said, well, you've got triplets then, haven't you? And then Kat turns up with 2 tampons in her hand. And Marnie then wanted to know what they were. So I said, well, they swell up. I said, so Mummy sometimes has pains in her tummy. Because I said, because you get pains. I said, and sometimes there might just be a bit of blood. Because honestly, she's 4 nearly. And I remember Joseph and Abby asking me on the toilet, because we were, you know what I mean? I wasn't like there showing it. And sometimes they'd see blood by accident, and you sort of have to say it's just something that happens to Mummy every month.
But we're best being honest.
But we put it in a glass of water and it swelled up. Guess what? So I left it. She said, I said, keep it till tomorrow. You can see tomorrow how big it goes. Guess what was in it the day after?
What?
A spider. It's on my worktop next to my sink. With the string out. I'm like, where's that spider come from? I didn't even see a spider in my kitchen.
No.
So that just shows that they come out at night.
Oh yeah, they come out.
Come out and, well, I was going to say crawl.
To me, right? I actually think. I think.
It's dead in the water.
It's really nicer to know that they come out. A baby comes out. In your vagina.
Of course, yes, it crawled out.
Than thinking of sometimes of a child thinking it coming out of your stomach.
Yes, I do as well.
Well, it's just the way she says it. When she goes,
I'm sorry, but it's nature.
Yeah, it's just the way she says it. She goes, and it crawled out.
When I had Freya ever asked me, she said, well, you've got no marks in your tummy. I said, no, she didn't come out of my tummy. And I just explained it to her. Like, that's what we were
I remember when we used to sit and watch telly, and rude bits used to come on telly, and she used to put a pillar up. Jonathan used to throw a pillar.
Yeah. Mom! Richard does the same.
Honestly, you can't look at that, and she used to be like that.
We'll know, because there'll be a pattern you'll pass on
honestly.
It's funny.
Right then, so anything else that anyone wants to talk about doing alone before we've got quite a good question actually to ask this time. Question?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask it, Karen? You ask it.
Okay then. If you put yourself on your own to-do list this week, what would you write?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Put me on a to-do list.
Yeah. So you've got your to-do list,
Like
shopping and everything.
brain memory. Like some memory.
I'd like some memory.
Magnesium helps with all
Memory,
that. Magnesium's supposed to help with all the memory.
No, it doesn't with me.
I've had brain
Helping.
fog for 2 years, 3 years now. But honestly, I even like, I do things, right? And next minute he's going, what the hell? I said to him, where's this morning? I said to him, where's my glasses? Can you have a look at cards outside? If my glasses are there, he's looking at us, and I went, oh, it doesn't matter, they're on my head.
I've done that all the time. I do that at work, Trudy. I'll go downstairs and I'll say to them, oh, bloody hell, I should have brought my glasses. And they all look at me and they sort of look at my head and I'll go, oh, all the time. But I think that's when you're busy. I don't know about as much brain fog. I think it's busy.
I think when your brain's busy,
yeah.
it comes out.
I don't think anything. It is your nervous system. Yeah.
But your alcohol won't be helping.
Nothing to do with alcohol, Samantha. It's to do with...
Alcohol kills your brain cells. Don't care what anyone says.
So it's not nothing to do with alcohol. I'm sorry. It's not.
No.
But alcohol does kill your brain cells.
Well, it does.
A lot of anxiety. Massively.
So you need to meditate then.
Well, I just forget. I don't know. I can't even learn anything. I just feel I forget things.
But I think it's because your brain's busy, because you're always thinking about things. Yeah. That's why you need to write things down on your to-do list.
So on my to-do list, my major thing will be on my to-do list is make sure you get up and go for a run twice this week.
That's a good one.
Twice this week, without fail, you go for a run. Even if it's just 3K, or I'm running and walking, I've got to get out in the morning. That's my major thing on my to-do list this week.
I think mine is to get up in the morning. When I get up in the morning and take the dogs first thing. Because sometimes I could just...
When do you
maybe 8:30, whatever, but I don't want to. I want to get up and do it
straight
before.
And it probably, because if you walk in that little bit, it boosts your day.
Yeah.
And you probably play darts better. You probably find if you practice the darts after
I play darts anyways. Doesn't matter. I play darts.
No, just about in the morning.
No, I don't mean that. I mean get up in the morning.
I win him every time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So mine is to do the Tai Chi. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to do that. So that's on my to-do list, to do the Tai Chi walking every day.
Yeah, just promise yourself something once for a week.
Yeah.
Well, I'd quite like to just do a little bit more, like, of exercise, like 15 minutes every morning. And I have time to do it.
I think you'd like the yoga that I do.
Well, I see.
Get her on YouTube. She's only 20 minutes every single, and it's so simple. It's like if Mum did it, Mum would have been able to get out of her bath. She does it so that you can get flexible, so you can just live everyday life.
I just want to turn my hands up.
Yeah.
But I keep telling myself I'm going to do it every morning for 15 minutes.
So I'm going to get
I
up
tell
at
myself every morning that I'm going to do it, and I don't.
I'm going to get up at 25 to 6 instead of 5:45.
Right, so we've all promised ourselves and that we're going to do this then.
I do need more exercise. I know I do.
So we need to say when we come back on the next podcast on episode 4 whether or not we've done it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right, okay then. Well, thanks for listening this week. We hope you've enjoyed it. The 4 Real Sisters podcast, unscripted, unfiltered, unforgettable. Don't forget to follow, share and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Until then, keep it real.
Are you looking for the perfect place to relax, unwind and enjoy a fantastic experience? Then make your next stop the Green Rooms, Castle Green, Kendal. We are excited to announce an exclusive collaboration with the 4 Real Sisters. As a listener, you can enjoy 10% off your booking when you quote 4 Real Sisters. Whether you're meeting up with friends, celebrating a special occasion or simply treating yourself, the Green Rooms offers a warm welcome and a memorable experience. Don't miss out. Visit the Green Rooms today and claim your exclusive 10% discount. That's 10% off when you mention 4 Real Sisters. The Green Rooms and 4 Real Sisters, bringing great people and great experiences together. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to availability.